Let me tell you guys how annoyed I am right now. First of all, I already recorded this video. I swear I did. And it all got voided, probably because I was cussing out Movsar too much. All right, we're back again. No technical difficulties anymore. And we're gonna talk about this stupid fight night. And we're gonna start with the main event. Now, I think this is God telling me be more PG, be more respectful. Guys, there's one or two things that happen. One, Movsar went into this fight mentally disabled. Or two, Movsar was paid under the table to potentially throw the fight. Or three, we're going to add a third one. Movsar was told not to shoot a takedown. He was told he's not allowed to shoot a takedown. Why am I saying these things? Because Movsar's performance is one of the worst I've ever seen in my life. Movsar deserved to lose that fight. But let me say, do I think he lost? No. I remember watching this live, guys. After the first round ended, I said to myself, Movsar won the first round. I look at my chat. Dude, Lerone 1-0. I'm like, wait, what? I was like, maybe I was watching something different. But I will say the first round was close. So I was like, maybe I was like, man. But I will say the whole visual, I guess, in the first. Because the first round's like the swing round. Let's be real. Because 3, 4, and 5, in my opinion, were pretty clear as day Movsar. That was clear. Round 2, in my opinion, was clear Lerone. But I think round 1 is what's causing people to say this is a robbery. In that round, I did think Movsar won. Now, why do people think Lerone won? It's because the visual of Movsar standing and striking and not attempting a takedown. That's the placebo effect. That's like the problem where people are like, wait, what? How did he win that round when Lerone and them were standing the whole time? Because in our heads, or in a lot of people's heads, mentally, if the fight was forced to be standing, it's going to favor Lerone. But if you actually watch back that round, I think a lot of people are going to agree. Movsar kind of had better moments there. Like Lerone had a lot of like low kicks that missed and like whiffed completely, and body kicks that just missed and whiffed completely. So I think that's where the major problem is in this whole situation. But that being said, Movsar pissed me off. This performance was pathetic. He's an idiot. Movsar will die against Alexander Volkanovski if he felt like that. Let's just say it like that. That's the best way I could break it down. Movsar, what got me mad, is not only because he was striking, but guys, I kid you not, around the second or third round, there was a time he actually had a secure position, had Lerone against the fence after Lerone made a mistake, and he could have went for a takedown. I kid you not, he lets go of Lerone and backs up to the center of the ring and lets Lerone walk towards him, and Lerone completely reset. Stuff like that was like, okay, he's genuinely throwing the fight. Now, I put a big parlay, guys, my guaranteed parlay, guys, a 3-manner. Y'all know it, CLD, MVP, and Movsar Ye. No joke. But I had that late, and I pulled out of it after the third round. I thought Movsar won the third round, but the reason I pulled out, I think I pulled out after the second, and I'll tell you guys why. I was under the impression, because 2 rounds straight of no takedowns, I was under the impression he was told to throw. Now, I also let my chat get to me a bit when they were saying 1-0 Lerone after I said 1-0 Movsar. So I was like, maybe it is 2-0. And I started to panic. I just pulled out of that. Worst thing I ever did, bro. Luckily, I had some individual picks from, Movsar that hit or plays. But, I'm very upset that I missed out on potential 2K, bro. I could have been balling, bro. Oh, my. I'm just so annoyed at myself. I am. But I really want to take it all out on Movsar because I feel like Movsar's lack of game planning for the first couple rounds is just stupid. On top of that, guys, when this fight did hit the floor, don't get it twisted. Movsar scored 9 takedowns. Now, people are going to see that like, oh, he shot 9 takedowns and scored. Every single take, like he scored off he had some good chain wrestling, but every takedown was pushed onto him. Kid you not. He didn't shoot any takedown in this fight in the open, guys. Lerone would do dumb shit where he would throw a spinning elbow, give up his back, and that's when Movsar would crash into him and take him down. That's what that was. Or there'd be a situation where he would throw like a knee and then he would catch him. That's what it was. Movsar never actually took initiative and shot a takedown. This guy's an imbecile, idiotic fool with no hairline. I couldn't believe how he fought that fight. I could not believe how Movsar fought that fight. It got me I couldn't believe it. Like, you couldn't have wrote up a worse game, like a worse game plan than that. Like, that's like how, like, if someone said, okay, Kenny, what's the worst possible thing Movsar could do? I would say exactly that. I'll say, yeah, just go in there and strike. Who the hell do you think you are trying to tit for tat him? I wanted you to lose at a point, I got this pick right. I did great on the card, 11-2, best predictor of all time. I'm still being the best, but it just made me annoyed that I'm getting predictions right, but I can't. I hate how you can't predict fighters. And this is my problem. Movsar's not a high-level fighter, and he will never beat Volk. Guys, Volkanovski's going to fight like Volkanovski every single fight. Volk's going to fight with his stick and move style. Some people call it boring sometimes. Sure, cool. I don't give a damn. He's going to show up like that every time. That's good fight IQ. Islam Makhachev's always going to show up with the best possible game plan. Then you have people who aren't really supposed to be at the top, and you know they're not supposed to be at the top because they don't go in there and perform with ways to get them wins. Movsar didn't perform to win. He performed to impress. And let me just say, the striking of Movsar is not very impressive. I don't care to see you throw your stupid spinning back fist that you miss 9 times out of 10, or your stupid spinning wheel kicks that you just barely land. You never even landed one of them. You stop throwing that spinning shit. The spinning shit pisses me off. Your striking looks abysmal. Volk would beat you to a pulp. Volk would beat you so bad the footage wouldn't be up for more than 24 hours because they'll get copyrighted and illegally charged for attempted murder charges. You cannot strike like that against people who are good. Who do you think? Lerone sucks. Look at him. Look at him. He looks like Leon Edwards. You can't look like Leon Edwards and be good, bro. You're fucking from the black fighter from the UK. You're not like that, bro. You know, Movsar over here even having success on you just should tell you how bad you are, you goofball. I hate looking at you too. But back to Movsar's goofy jabroni. I wish he lost, kind of. I wish he lost, kind of. You know, I actually don't blame people saying it's a robbery. I don't think it's a robbery. I think Movsar won the first, third, fourth, and fifth. You know, but the point deduction, so much things just should have, like, Movsar really dodged the bullet. This one's dodging the bullet. I'll be real. This is what it looks like when you dodge a bullet. Because Movsar, like, he really had everything stacked against him. Goddard won. Like, and Lerone even, he lapped it up a little bit. Like, he faked that nut shot a bit. You know, he was like, I'm not saying it faked, it landed, but like he knew. Guys, there's a rule in the book, like it's like the significance of a nut shot. So if people get hit in the nuts once, the second time, if they milk it, no matter what, there has to be a point deduction because if it looks significant, they have to take a point. Now, there's a lot of people who get hit in the nuts multiple times. You might see 3-4 nut shots. They may never take a point if people are like, oh, let's go. But like when you milk it, that's when points are taken. Lerone tried to be a diva, still didn't work out in his favor. And even after that, what pissed me off is like, Mom's like, all right, back to my spinning back fist. You need a finish. Like, he didn't need a finish at that point, but he needed to like solidify rounds. He could have just kept wrestling, but he wasn't. You know, every single wrestling exchange was just because of Lerone doing stupid spinning back fist and like getting caught out of position. Movsar showed no initiative to shoot. I know that Dana Hunter sat him down beforehand. It's like, listen, you're not going to get a title shot unless you do this. I wanted to investigate it. Now, I think it's a crime. You shouldn't be able to do that. There's someone who sat down Movsar and said, if you shoot a takedown, you're not going to get a title shot. And guess what? This performance is not going to get you a title shot too because it wasn't that fun. I'll be real. Watching your shitty striking wasn't fun, in my opinion. So I don't know who sat him down. There's got to, because guys, that's the only logical reason. After the post fight, he said, I told you I could strike, ha ha ha. Or like something stupid. I was like, do you want to get smacked or something by me? Like, careful with the way you speak. You know, like, what are you even on about, bro? Oh man, Movsar, he's so disappointing, man. Like, I don't even know what to make of this performance. I'm not even happy I got the pick right. I actually wish I got it wrong, kind of, because you know how he performed was just despicable and just embarrassing and disgusting. And how could he even do that? Why would he perform like that? Like, why did he? It looked like he purposely tried to throw the fight. Which the only reason I pulled out that late, it looked like he purposely tried to throw the fight. Why am I going to back someone who's purposely going to throw the fight? What are you going to do against Volkanovski? Like, fight the same way? I don't know if I hope this fight didn't raise his confidence in his striking, dude. Gene Silva beats you. Volk beats you now. I can't believe I even said Gene Silva beats you, but you're not going to use your best weapon. It's funny because in the 5th round when he was wrestling, he was so much better. Like, he was doing the same takedowns he did against Aljo when he has their back. There's a little switch takedown and all that. He's such a great scrambler, and like he's not like a boring wrestler too. I would understand like if you want to switch up your wrestling style to impress people because you just like to jolt and Almeida Max, but no, Movsar, like, he takes people down. He always goes for ground and pound. He was doing the same thing around 5, and he kind of smothered and nearly broke Lerone Murphy. It looked like so much times Lerone Murphy just wanted to quit on himself. You know, so it's just the fact that Movsar could have made this fight a lot easier, but instead he chose to go in there and just dilly-dally for the first 3 rounds, dilly-dally? You're going to dilly-dally at the championship level? I don't want you to succeed anymore, dude. I'm not rooting for Movsar ever again. I'm not. Like, I don't need to, and I don't care if I'm being too harsh. I know people are going to be like, you're being too harsh. No, if you're supposed to be the best in your division, you're supposed to have a solidified game like style. Imagine what Ilya would have done to you. I said Ilya was ducking this guy or something. You know, I said that when at 145. Ilya would kill you, man. You would go in there and try to strike with Ilya. Why? Because you want to appeal to the audience. Man, I also blame Paramount and all this stuff, like pressuring fighters, man, to like almost switch up their fight styles because wrestling's boring and shit. You know, I do feel like Movsar felt like he needed to make a statement, but No statement was made. The only statement you made was for people like me switching up on you. That's the statement. So I don't believe you're going to beat Volk. I don't believe you would have beat Ilya. I don't believe you could beat Gene Silva. I don't believe you could even beat Lerone in a rematch if he fakes a couple more nut shots. I don't know. I'm trolling. He'll probably always beat Lerone. I just don't understand why you actively make fights harder when you know you're way better than someone. That's where I draw the line, and that's why I feel like Movsar actively did purposely in this fight. He made this fight harder for himself for no reason. And for that reason, I don't need to back you, and I will not back you. So shout out Movsar for the win, but not very proud of myself for getting that pick right. Moving on, because we eventually have to move on. I could just cook him all day. I'm sorry, bro. If you guys like Movsar, you're going to hate me this video. Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell. Of course, I want Riley. I did say Riley was he's not that good. Riley actually impressed me this fight. He's not like championship caliber guys, but like he's better than Patty. I think he beat the dog shit out of Patty if they were to fight, or if he moves up a weight class. His boxing is pretty crisp. He has a good straight. I feel like he like broke Michael Aswell as the fight was going. At first, it started pretty close. Michael Aswell had a good game plan of like landing some boxing exchanges and smothering him in the clinch, but nothing crazy significant. I do think Riley won 30-27. Great win by Riley. Schooled him, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really care to glaze him too much. He's not that good. Now, this one we could talk about a bit. All right. Michael Venom Page, Sam Patterson. Now, the easy thing to do is go and look at Sam Patterson. Oh, man, dude. Sam Patterson was trying to... MVP is boring. That's what everyone's going to say. Oh, Sam Patterson did his job. MVP is boring. MVP is boring. And that's why I say a lot of things online. I don't think you guys realize how much... Like, Sam Patterson's game plan wasn't to fight. And that's my problem. When I see, like in the first round, I don't think you guys know this. Like Sam Patterson's game plan was to run from MVP. Now, I will say this. Sam Patterson has trained with him. Sam Patterson knows like people like Kevin Holland and Jerry Cannonier, they came in there and tried to fight MVP, like kind of almost try to rush him and land their big shots. They got countered to oblivion, spinning elbows, overhands. They got caught with some knees up the middle. He knew not to do that. Now, Ian Gary was trying to say, yo, I'm a better striker. I'm 6'3", I'm long. I could outstrike him. So Ian Gary tried to you do what he does against people like Carlos Prates and like come and kind of explode into combos. Real quick against MVP was like, oh my God, why is this guy countering me? Why is he so much better than me? So Ian Gary had to turn into a grappler because he knew that was going to work. Now, Sam Patterson's like, okay, I can't stand and strike with Ian like Ian Gary did because he destroyed Ian Gary on the feet. And then he looked at Cannonier and Kevin Holland's like, oh, I can't be too aggressive because he's going to destroy me. So what did he do in the first round? Ran away and did nothing. And you guys think I'm trolling. Look back at the first round. You're going to see him going left, right, or like just circling left, right, like not wanting to fight. To a point where MVP started fighting different. And it kind of got me nervous because I'm like, why is like MVP's like changing his fight style just to like chase him? Like MVP wasn't bouncing around one. He was kind of just doing this, like kind of tracking him down, like elongating his guard. Like I was like, oh no, MVP is like changing up because MVP trying to chase him. I was like, MVP shouldn't try to chase him. MVP should wait for him to come to him. But then that would just lead to a weird stalemate. So I give kudos to MVP, especially in the first round. Like trying to pursue him. He would do something where he like throw a leg kick and like a body kick trying to bait out something from Sam Patterson. Like hands extremely low, giving Sam Patterson every chance. Sam Patterson didn't land a single, like he didn't try to fight him in the first round. Second round comes, he was like, his corner talks to him like, what are you doing? You're just sitting there doing nothing. He's just outpointing you. So he tries to come in. I remember he gets caught with an overhand flush. He doesn't like that. He gets caught with something else flush. He doesn't like that. So he's like, oh shit, I can't do anything. So he's down 2-0 at that point. People thought Patterson won, by the way. Some people in the world, there's weirdos. Anyway, he's down 2-0, and then round 3 comes. He's like, fuck it, let me just run at him. So he finally runs at him and tries to clinch him and take him down. Gets all those takedown stuff. Didn't really do much with it. Sam Patterson trained with MVP, which I hate. But all that showed me is that people who train with MVP, they just try not to engage with him, which just is not a good thing, which leads to fights like this. First of all, I'm not just like, yes, I'm blaming Sam Patterson because he's the biggest part about what made this fight boring. Horrible performance by MVP. Worst performance by MVP actually ever seen. Of course, MVP style is a little bit reliant on people wanting to fight. Sam Patterson not wanting to fight for the first couple rounds kind of sucked, you know. And in the glimpse of when he wanted to fight in the second round, MVP was countering him, cool. But I will say that like MVP could have took more chances in the first round. Like MVP would back him against the fence, but then throw kicks. Like I wish he would just explode into an overhand. I will say like it did seem like Sam Patterson was a little bit hip to some of his overhands off the front foot, which is maybe why he was running away, because I know he would like slip out the way and he would try to counter him. He would just miss MVP because MVP's head movement was really good. But he tried to lunge into some 1-2s, but MVP was just too hard to hit, man. Kind of a flawless performance by MVP. I think 30-27 or 29-28 is a right scorecard. But it's just a really boring performance that everyone's going to blame MVP for, and they're going to act like Sam Patterson wasn't running away. But that's just the name of the game. Kind of annoying and upsetting. But yeah, this fight is not doing MVP any favors. Like MVP is winning. He's 39. Like he's too risky to put against like people like Prates guys and JDM because he's probably going to beat them. But like it's just not a good look for JDM and you know. So MVP is not getting a ranked opponent ever in his life. So I feel bad, dude. MVP's so good too. Like I just wish St. Patterson came to fight, but he came to run. Unfortunate. Moving on. This was, I believe, finish of the night. Iwo versus Austin Lane. This one was like a finish in the first 30 seconds. It was kind of funny because like I just like in my head I was like, this goes over a half a round, and then he just doesn't go over half a round, and he just knocks him on the first 30 seconds. Austin Lane has no chin. He actually went down to light heavyweight, and he already had no chin at heavyweight. Just a dumbass. Iwo gets it done really easy. Shout out Iwo, great fight. Roman DeLinze versus CLD. I hate DeLinze. He makes me angry every fight. This is another one of those fights. He just fights like a bot. Goes in there and just gets beat up. Sucked. CLD looked good. CLD looked kind of mid, though. CLD needs to learn how to defend takedowns. I actually was almost surprised about how bad he defended takedowns. But he was up 2-0. Then DeLinze just hugs him in the third round. And DeLinze celebrates like he wins. I hate people who just celebrate like they're winning when they're clearly losing. So, yeah, screw him. Like, just a weird guy. Anyways, CLD for the easy win. Campo versus Silva. Now, I did say I had Campo in this one. This is one of the 2 fights I got wrong. I know I went 11-2, almost perfect. But yeah, I wasn't too fond of like Curtis Campo's striking, so I kind of was iffy about him. But Danny Silva did a good job defending takedowns, forcing sprawls, and like forcing situations like that. Then he ends up going in there and kind of just chinning him in the second. Great performance by Danny Silva. I'm glad to see Curtis Campo get fraud checked. I can't lie. Something about like I picked him, but like for some reason I was satisfied watching him get chinned. I don't know why, but I was. I apologize. Just something that. But shout out Danny Silva. Easy win for him. Easy pickings. Prelims. Mason Jones. This is a fight of the night in my opinion. I think it did win fight of the night. Jones went in there against Sola. Sola was game, but I did pick Mason Jones because I figured he would just outwork him. That's kind of what would happen here. Poor Sola got outworked. Kind of easy pickings. But yeah, it was a good fight. And it wasn't easy pickings because it was actually very competitive. I thought Jones was going to break him. He didn't really break him to like the third, like the very end of the third. So I think Sola impressed me a little bit more than I thought. But Mason Jones is a savage. This is definitely fight of the night. The only fun thing about this card was this, pretty much. Nathaniel Wood versus Keita. I was one of the few who went Nathaniel Wood. I just figured he's going to go in there. He's going to beat him pretty soundly. That's kind of what happened. I would say Keita is not bad. Keita has some skills. He has some natural skills again. He's just like a little bit, I don't know. I think Nathaniel Wood's game plan was just superior. He had the low kick and circle game plan. I think it worked pretty well. Not really low kick and circle, but like he used the low kick a lot. And like I think he won the first round pretty soundly. Second round, he like dropped him off some leg kicks. So Keita won the third. I think at 29-28, Wood was the right scorecard. Keita definitely tried, just wasn't enough. I don't know how I rate Keita. Like I did know he was gonna lose, but I think he did. He's good. He's like a natural athlete, but it takes more than that. I can't lie, it takes more than that. But shout out Nathaniel Wood for proving me right. Mario Pinto versus Franco. Boring fight. Don't care too much about it. Pinto usually comes with more effort. He kind of just sucked this time around. Easy pickings for Pinto in a way, but in a weird way that he struggled. Like he tried to just wrestle the whole time, just hugging him against the fence. He lost a lot of ore in that fight. We didn't even get a funny post fight by him either. Mantis versus Shirkoli. This fight pissed me off about how just like bad it was after the first round. Mantis completely gassed. Somehow not finishing Shirkoli. Cut both. If you don't finish your Crowley on your debut, you should get cut. Louis Sutherman versus Brando Perchich. They're not loading for some reason, but when they load in, you're going to see a big tubby bowling ball on the left, and you're going to see a Bay City kickboxer on the right. I did say Brando's going to go in there and win by KO or points. That's what happened. He KO'd him pretty easily. Shout out City Kickboxing. Izzy is going to get one next week as well. Shamrock versus Abdul Al-Swahabi. This was one of the 2 fights I got wrong. For some reason, I went Shamrock. I'll be real. I wouldn't have went Shamrock if I saw that, what happened in the face-off. Oh, man. Shamrock's so unlikable. I'm annoyed that one of the picks I got wrong was an unlikable guy. Shout out to the Palestinian getting it done. Easy pickings, 30-27 Shamrock. Shamrock trying to shake hands after the fight, too. After faking a handshake and shoving him in the thing was so corny to me. Then he like goes to smack Hobby when he rejects a handshake. What a weirdo. Just get wrecked, kid. And then Dyer versus Oliveira. Yeah, Dyer gets it done by finish. I saw that. Dyer also trains with Izzy, so easy win for her and easy pick for me. Overall, decent card. I think it was a lot. Why am I lying? I just said decent card. Overall, horrible card to me. Horrible game plans, horrible fighters, cut a lot of people. Shout out the Mason Jones and Axel Sola fight that kind of saved the card for being absolutely abysmal. Let me know what you guys think about this card. And let me know what you think about Movsar's performance. That's it for me. God bless. 2, 3, 4.